This week's episode, we are going to talk about the health veil and what it is covering up so that you can go forward in your days, your weeks, your months, your years from a connected place to your true self versus a disconnected place from your true self. Because let's face it, health is the foundation of everything. Welcome to this week's episode on the Reinventing Thyself podcast. Stay tuned. We all have situations, experiences, and moments in our life when we know deep at our core we have to do something different. We have to pivot. And regardless of how big or small that pivot is, it requires us to change something in our life. And that change can feel really uncomfortable. However, it is that change that is creating something entirely new. And it is that newness that creates a very different way of life in one area or multiple areas of our life. What's this all about? It is all about reinventing thyself. My name is Michelle Shutter, and I'd like to welcome you to Reinventing Thyself. I am so glad that you joined me today because it is here that we'll move beyond our old self, our old identity, and that trailer of garbage from the past that we like to pull into the future, but really need to ditch that hitch. It is here that we'll move into that place of reinvention and embracing the newness of it all. Are you ready to step into reinventing thyself? Because guess what? It is never too late, and your time is now. Let's get started. Hey, welcome back to this week's episode of the Reinventing Thyself podcast, which I have titled, What's Your Health Veil Hiding? And we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you have taken the quiz, because reinventing thyself happens on a daily basis. It can be something small, it can be something large. It doesn't matter, but we are always reinventing thyself. And you may not even know you're in a position to take it up a notch. So head on over to michelleshutter.com and you'll find a little button there where you can start the quiz. It's going to give you some amazing insight as to where you are. Now, if you haven't caught a podcast before, my name is Michelle Shutter. I am a life and leadership coach for women. And I absolutely love to support women in moving boldly and bravely through new beginnings and beyond, because that's what reinventing thyself is, right? Moving forward in a way that serves our highest good, really embracing the change and all the expansion that can come out of change and the lessons that are there to be learned. So if you're in a position where you feel like you're ready to pivot, you are in the right spot. You're not listening to this podcast just by accident. You are here for a reason. And one of the topics that I love to coach on is health, because health is the foundation to everything. Health is the foundation to reinventing thyself. If you don't feel good physically, if you don't feel good on the inside or the outside, it is going to have a huge impact on where you are going. It's going to have an impact on the amount of time you are able to collapse and the speed that you are able to move forward through your new goal. So I really want you to look deeply at this. Now, know that health is a big trigger for a lot of people, a lot of women. And obviously there's a lot of history around that and a lot of past experiences that we have a tendency to drag into the present. We have that backpack of rocks, of, things that didn't work for us, things that people said to us, things that, I failed at, and when it comes to our health, and we hold on to that. So rather than releasing that backpack before we look at something from a different perspective, we hold tightly to that, and that heaviness really holds us back. So I obviously invite you to just take the backpack off while you're listening to this episode, put it to the side. If it feels more comfortable to put it back on after, so be it. but come at this podcast with a blank slate, in that really look at this through a new lens when it comes to your health. Now, my feeling around health is, if you don't have your health, what do you have? Because health is the foundation of everything, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health to enjoy that, or to do what you want to do to make an impact with that money, what's the purpose of the money, right? So the health is really the foundation of everything. And yet when we hold up the mirror to ourselves, we have a tendency to back away from honesty. We don't take the time to look deeply into the roots of our health and how we are energetically aligning with health and the health that we desire. We have to ask ourselves, have we been honoring our health, or have we used this health veil to avoid the health that we are seeking? And, when we talk about health, yes, it's the inside, yes, it's the outside. So we have this whole topic of body shaming that's come up and has really impacted women in a huge way. Hence, a lot of the stones, the rocks that we have put in our backpack, right? So I am not here talking about body shaming, right? It is something that every woman has to embrace individually. And we have to learn to not let outside influences impact us. That is really important. The one thing we have to consider, though, is if we're holding the mirror up to ourselves, are we using a health veil to avoid really taking our health to the next level? Are we using the health veil just to accept the way we are, even though deep within us, we know that this is not the place that we are truly connected to? This is just a place that we are muddling through life at. And that's what I want to explore with you a little bit deeper today. Now, again, that health veil has a tendency to move over us in terms of, we're just going to accept the way that we are. We're just going to look at health as, that's too hard to do. That was never me. I've always been like this. We allow the health veil to allow our laziness to move forward. We don't fully commit to our health. And so I want to explore this a little bit deeper, because just what I shared with you could have been a slap in the face. Now, one of my coaches calls that a bitch slap, right? Like, let's get brutally honest with ourselves and not dodge behind all this other garbage, and allow ourselves to be in a place that isn't aligned with the full expansion that we are seeking, that we truly desire. That desire is there within us, but for whatever reason, we have stuffed it down and hidden it and not acknowledged it and not fully aligned with it. So I want you to think about the beliefs that you have taken on, and to see which of those beliefs are really there just to serve and pacify our ego. And a lot of times we allow that ego to take the front seat. We allow the ego to drive us in a way that doesn't serve us, in a way that is not for our highest good, but yet we allow it for so many different reasons. And what I want to do is I want to share the energetic alignment, the 5 stages of health veils that people go through. And when I'm talking about these stages, they're like filters that we are seeing our life through, the way that we are perceiving things, the energetic alignment. Now, I talk a lot about energy on this podcast, and just a quick review, right? Everything is energy. Everything physical, everything non-physical, that comes from Einstein. That is scientific. That is not woo-woo. Everything is energy. Our job is to align with the energy that serves us at the highest level. The problem is the majority of people And you can use this energy is in any area of your life, right? The majority of people spend their time in catabolic energy, which I will explain here in a second, at two of the lower levels. They spend the majority of their time there. So when we think about our health and we want to make a change, but yet we have this backpack with all these past experiences, because we haven't let go of those past experiences, like attracts like. That's energy. So if we are resonating with these lower energy levels, obviously something is still impacting us that is holding us back. And we want to be able to release it. Many times when it comes to our health, we don't even realize we're carrying that backpack or that we're aligning with the lower levels until our back is against the wall, until something, some kind of crisis or something really happens in our life that makes us like shocks us into reality, right? And then we look at, oh my gosh, I have been totally disconnected from myself, from my body, honoring my health. I've become disconnected, and now I've created some kind of dis-ease. Okay, think of the word dis-ease, break it apart, a disconnection from the ease in our life. And so what are we going to do about it? Well, I want to give you these 5 different stages. There's actually 7, but I'm only going to go through 5 today. And I want you to think about, where are you resonating? And you're going to have to get honest with yourself, right? Like, honesty is going to be the best path for you in terms of reinventing thyself. You cannot just move through things without acknowledging, without experiencing the emotions behind it so that they can release from your body. Now, I want to talk about the 2 different energies really quick. So there's a catabolic energy and there's anabolic energy. Both serve a purpose. There's no judgment around either of them, neither good nor bad. We're here to create an awareness in terms of our health. So catabolic energy is very disempowering, it's destructive, it's contracting, it constricts us. There's a lot of resistance that comes up with catabolic energy. It keeps us stuck. And when we think about that, like, why would we want to spend the majority of our time in this energy? The problem is we're not aware that we are spending the time in this energy. So this is all about creating a higher level of consciousness as well. Now, again, you can think about this in terms of your health, but you can also think about, where am I using catabolic energy in other areas of my life, in my career, in my relationships? Am I doing things for fun, but do I have some resistance there, right? You can use this in different areas as well. The other type of energy is anabolic energy, which is very powerful. It's constructive, it's expanding, it's fueling, it's really taking you to the next level. So when I go through these 5 different stages in terms of your health, you really need to think about, where are you at? And keep in mind that on any given day, week, month, you can go in and out of these stages in terms of your health. It's completely normal. It is natural to do that. The one thing I want you to consider is being aware of the thoughts and feelings and actions that you are taking at any given moment or not taking at any given moment in terms of your health. So let's go through these 5 types of health veils. The first health veil is the need health veil. And that health veil is all around, when it comes to your health, I need to lose weight. I need to exercise. I need to drink more water. I need to eat healthier. And yet at the same time, we have this space of, if I want to do something like, exercise more, or go to the gym, or, make healthier meals, or perhaps purchase supplements or a program or something, then that whole piece of, well, I don't know if I can afford it comes in, or I don't know if I have the time. This isn't the right time. It almost feels, and when you're wearing this health veil, it feels like almost like you're out of control. Like you cannot control what is happening. So everything feels like you're out of control. And yet underneath it all is a hidden fear. And so sometimes even in this health veil, it almost could be twofold, right? Like I need to do this, but yet when I peel that need back, underneath it all is a hidden fear. And that fear is, what if I can't lose weight? What if I can't sustain this healthy lifestyle? What if I can't? So we're seeing things as, the glass is not half full, the glass is half empty. And yet we also tap back into the pieces, the rocks that are in our backpack, and we think about, gosh, what if I can't sustain this? What if I fail yet again? What if I don't live up to my expectations? And then I begin to avoid all of this. I don't take action, and then there's some embarrassment that comes through. So this first veil, it is a dark veil. It's a catabolic energy. You cannot see the other stages very easily because you are so wrapped up in this veil. Now think of veils as just different filters, right, that you're seeing life through. When you're in level one, in this first stage of need, it's very challenging to see the other stages. Now, the second stage I like to call is the blame veil, right? The blame of health. So I'm in this position because of my past. I'm in this position because all my coworkers bring treats to work and I just feel bad, so I have to eat them. Or perhaps this is like, and people are nagging me to get healthier and I'm going to prove them wrong. And so there's a little bit of an edginess that also comes in through this. We like to blame others because that takes the responsibility off of ourselves. But yet underneath it all is some anger. We're very angry with people, or we're very angry with the situation. We don't like to ask for help when we're wearing this veil. And we compare ourselves to others, yet at the same time, we find excuses about it and why they could do it and why we can't. So again, level 2, or this second stage, I should say, is another catabolic energy. Now think about this. If the majority of people are in level 1 and level 2, it's no wonder that health is such a challenge for some people. Because when we're in these levels, we're only aligning with the energy of health that is not the best version of ourselves. Okay? So the third stage of the health veil, or the third type of health veil, is rationalize. And this is where we are starting to move to a more anabolic energy, which is going to serve us greatly, and it's going to be more sustainable for us. We start to begin to take on that responsibility. We start to accept excuses for our choices, or we have, some lack of choices, but we're starting to take some responsibility. At this stage, though, we also are just like, we tolerate things. We still try to justify things. A lot of times it's like, I really want to lose weight, but the timing isn't right. I really want to lose weight, but I don't want to give this up. I really want to lose weight, but I don't have the time. And you can use lose weight, work out, make better food choices. Like, you just fill in the blank there, right? A lot of times we fall into that place, of the timing just isn't right. Well, when you're wearing this health veil, you have to ask yourself, is there ever a right time? There is never a perfect time. The one tricky thing in this stage, in this health veil of rationalizing, is that your ego is going to be really strong here because it knows that you are moving to a higher level. Your ego wants you to stay in that place where you feel most comfortable. Even if it is uncomfortable, it wants you to stay safe. It wants you to settle. It doesn't want you to change. So you have to realize that when you are in this. Now, again, when you're in this level, you really have to create a new awareness. Because with that awareness, it allows you to move to a different stage. It allows you to put on a different level. Well, the fourth level is kind of where the magic starts to happen. And at this level, it's the health veil of gratitude. And this is where, we I get to do this, or I want to do this. Now think about the difference of energy between saying, I want to do this, or I need to do this. There's a completely different energy. There's a completely different alignment that is happening for you. There's no competition with other people when you get to this stage, when you're wearing the gratitude veil. There is more connection with others. You are, not only are they supporting you in a sense, but it's more about you are supporting them by showing them what is possible. People are beginning to connect to your energy. They want to match. Perhaps they have, had some struggles with their health. They've worn a different health veil, and they love your energy and they want to match that. In addition, it's really like looking at the impact that you are beginning to have on other people, and that you will continue to have on other people, because you are in that space of like, I get to, I choose to, I'm so grateful that I have this in my life. Now, again, can you feel the difference between wearing the need veil versus the blame veil? It's huge. It's huge. When you move into that catabolic energy, remember that is going to fuel you at a higher level. It's going to create more expansiveness. It's going to be more empowering for you. Now, the fifth and final stage that I want to share with you, the health veil, is that of inspiration. It is the health veil of inspiration, where I choose to. I am choosing to honor my body. I am choosing to lose weight. I am choosing to get healthy. I am choosing better foods to eat. I am choosing to let go of that which doesn't serve me. And when you are wearing this health veil, you are able to see all the other levels, all the other types of veils below you. And so you are creating a new awareness, a new consciousness. You also develop a whole new level of faith and trust in yourself, in the process of what is happening. You are becoming more consistent. You are investing in you because you are honoring yourself. You are becoming connected more to your true self. You're also more curious in this level in terms of, what else can I do to support my journey, and what else would inspire other people to support their journey as well. You find opportunities in this, perhaps it is a walking club that comes about for you, or perhaps it is a group of women that get together and they make meals together. Just different opportunities come forward to you. And you really don't see challenges as challenges anymore. You see them more as a purpose, a part of your journey, and how you can use that to up-level yourself in some way. So again, those 5 types of veils. Number 1 veil is need. Number 2 is blame. 3rd type is rationalize. 4th type is gratitude. And 5th type of health veil is inspiration. Now, again, there's 2 other levels. That takes it up even different notches. I'm not going to get into those levels because I feel like these 5 right now, if you created some very conscious awareness around it, your health is going to shift dramatically. Now, you have to get brutally honest with yourself, and you have to ask this question of, what is your health veil hiding? Because again, you can be perfectly in love with where you are and who you are and what is happening in terms of your health, both physically and both inside and outside, right? However, you have to make sure that is from a pure level of inspiration or gratitude. Because if you are tapping into those other 3 energy levels, you know that there is work to be done, that veil is covering something up for you and you are holding back. Perhaps it is just, are you seeking the validation of other people by acknowledging where you are, in the space of your physicalness? Are you seeking that validation? If so, why? right? All of this is deep inner work that supports you in your health journey. And remember, as the types of veils go up, the filter changes. It gets lighter. It gets easier to see all different levels. But when we're in that first level of need, even that second level of blaming, it makes it really challenging to align ourselves with anything better than where we are at. Now, so the first question was, what's your health veil hiding? Take a moment, pull out a journal, write that question down, and just allow to flow through your pen anything that comes out. Don't judge it, just get it all on paper. The second thing is, what type of health veil are you currently wearing, and which one do you want to be wearing? Right? So again, let's create some awareness around the types of health veils that we are wearing. And all of this can be super challenging to do on your own. I get it. Like, it's possible. You certainly can do it on your own, but you don't have to do it on your own. And the reason why is because within the life coaching classroom, we are going to address these different types of levels. We are going to use this energetic framework that I'm sharing with you, which impacts all areas of your life. And that's why, I love life coaching, because it isn't just specific on one topic. We use this framework to do work in all areas of our life and how we are showing up in the world. Are we always going to wear a level 5 health veil? Absolutely not. It isn't always going to happen. However, if we can increase the average amount of time in our day, our week, our month, our year that we are operating, let's say from using a level 4 or level 5 health veil, not only is that going to impact our health, but it is going to impact all areas of our life. And that's what I am excited about, because our energy energy can't be created or destroyed, but it can be transformed. So we can transform our energy in a way that impacts our life and the people in it. So if you're interested in looking at Life Coaching Classroom, you're going to want to get your name on the list, because we are opening doors very, very soon, and you're not going to want to miss out on the opportunity to be a founding member, because there are some great perks, there are some great benefits for you if that is just a decision you decide to make. Now, again, the health veil is something that you can easily shift by becoming aware of what health veil you are wearing at any given moment. The journey is yours, but it's not meant to do alone. So consider going to michelleshutter.com. You can go to lifecoachingclassroom.com, and that will take you to the space for you to get your name on the waiting list so that you can join us in the classroom. So I look forward to hearing from you. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaway is. You can screenshot this and tag me on social media. You can shoot me an email or message me on Facebook and let me know what is your biggest takeaway. What veil, and if you want some accountability, let me know what veil that you are wearing. Let me know what the veil is hiding for you. And where do you want to go? That is some deep, deep work that, again, we can explore together in the Life Coaching Classroom. So be sure to head on over there to lifecoachingclassroom.com. And my wish for you is that you move boldly and bravely through this new beginning of looking at your health veil, and you take this knowledge and move boldly and bravely beyond. Until next time. Well, what are you waiting for? Whether you've pivoted and are unsure, or you're on the verge of pivoting, there is no better time than now for you to begin. Want to know why? Because if it wasn't the right time, the pivot wouldn't have shown up. And to get you started, I've got 3 shortcuts to reinventing thyself. Just head on over to www.reinventingthyself.com and you can download it there. And don't forget to message me with the shortcut that resonates with you the most. One last thing, I know you and I are not the only ones that have leaned into the pivot. Be sure to share this with others so they can be supported too. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me and sharing this message. Until next time.